Today we're asking the questions that matter. What rhymes with orange? What rhymes with orange? What rhymes with orange? What rhymes with orange?
Depends on who you're asking.
That's a hard one. Nothing.
I don't know.
Not banana.
What rhymes with orange?
Orange?
Orange.
I would have to consult Eminem.
The answer is nothing. Just like there's nothing like this orange and white K10. This K10 is super cool. Welcome to the Velocity YouTube channel. My name's Tom, and today we're going to be walking around this absolutely awesome Chevrolet K10 resto mod we've just finished. It is absolutely immaculate. There is tons of stuff to talk about on this truck, so watch now with us and get ready to walk around this vehicle as if you were here in the showroom with me. We will start by talking about the color like we always do, and of course, yes, you got the gag. This truck is orange. It's orange and white, and specifically it is Hugger orange, and Hugger orange is such a timeless Chevrolet color. A really nice orange. It's not a metallic, it is a flat paint or a gloss paint, but it is incredibly striking. This colorway, the orange and the white with the split trim in the middle, is a really classic look for these K10s, and it does look really great. It definitely sends you straight back to the 70s immediately looking like something like this. It looks fantastic. The middle color is an ice white. It's not an off-white or a bone white, it is an ice white. Again, very classic Chevrolet, but really nice, and of course broken up by the wooden trim, which we'll come back to in a second when we talk about some of the extra options that are on this vehicle. But anyway, really nice color scheme. Walking around the front to the K10 then, we'll talk you through the grille and some other options. The grille itself is the standard chrome grille. It's the same grille that we use on our K5s as well. Of course, the K5 is more of the SUV variant of this truck era versus the K10, which is the short bed pickup, but really nice chrome grille on this one. You've got the Chevrolet badge as well, the ribbon, of course, that's always going to be there. For headlights on this one, we've done the Holley Retro Brights. These are an LED headlight, but they look like an old halogen lamp, and that's really cool, especially with the old school aesthetic like this on this K10. The Holley lamps just work really well, so really nice lights there. Chrome lower bumper as well with the reflectors and all that good stuff. Ultimately, it is a simple front end, but it looks absolutely amazing. We don't have the sloped hood on these K10s. We do have the flat hood. There are a couple of different variants here, but for this one, we went with the non-slope, more of the flat hood there as well. Really nice. Come down the side of the vehicle, then it's a good point to talk about the fact that this is our Heritage Series K10. So the Heritage Series is an upgrade. Signature Series is the base, Heritage is the upgrade. And what the Heritage includes is tons of different options, but the clue is in the name. It makes the vehicle look that little bit more heritage or classic. We'll start, but the main thing we've already talked about is the split paint, all right? And so there are different trim types for these K10s and the K5s. This one is what we call the split middle trim. So clues in the name, right? White, orange, white, orange. In the middle, there is this split of the two-tone paint, and it is accompanied by this absolutely awesome wooden inlay as part of that trim package. A really classic or heritage look. So that's one of the things that you get, is that two-tone paint when you go to Heritage. Another thing that you get is improved billet components. We'll start by talking about the side mirrors. These are Velocity billet side mirrors. They are etched and made here on our 5-axis machine. We've got a big Haas machine that makes all these components. These are really nice. They're also an upgrade to the OEM standard mirror, so they're larger, they vibrate less. There's not just the look, there's also the reason for it. They're a really nice upgrade. Same here with the door handle. The OEM door handle sometimes can feel a little bit flimsy. This is a full one-piece billet door handle, again made on our 5-axis machine. Really cool. The Velocity Flying V's actually X'd in the thumb button there, and it just all feels really premium. It's a really nice upgrade, super strong, super durable billet components. Those are a couple of things that you get on the Heritage Series. Take a step back with me then, and you'll also notice the wheels on this truck, and that is another upgrade. These are a Scottsdale style wheel, really nice wheel. There are a couple of people that have different opinions than us, and because of that, we have a couple of different choices of wheel. You can do a multi-spoked, more modern looking wheel when you go to the Heritage, but for me, on this truck, I love the look of this with the color. I just think the Scottsdales look amazing. To me, they look classic. Maybe I'm ill-informed, but I think most people would agree with me around the shop. These look really good. Come back right then and we'll see the end of the vehicle, the back of the vehicle, and that wooden trim continues. Of course, you've got the Chevrolet lettering and logo in the back of the tailgate here as well, as you do with the middle paint. You have the chrome trim all the way around, and these rear tail lights, they are also LED as well for your braking lights and your indicators. Matching rear chrome bumper as well, which is really nice. And again, because it's the Heritage Series, guess what? It has an upgraded billet tailgate handle. What's really nice about this is the rear view camera is actually integrated into the handle. So instead of it being mounted elsewhere, it's mounted in the handle, and it's just a super premium thing again. I'm going to drop the tailgate so you can quickly see inside the bed. Back of the bed, the tailgate, sorry, has been finished again in that orange. Looks really, really nice. But then the rest of the bed has been finished in black Raptor. So this is a truck bed liner by a company called U-Pole. The product is called Raptor Lining. It's a really, really nice product. It does give you nice protection for the bed. So if you're going to use this truck, you're going to have things in the back of it. Just the bottom of the bed has that extra protection there. But the wheel arches and the sides of the bed, the back of the cab, they've all been painted in the gloss as well. Fuel filler is back here as well. So this is where you're going to fill the truck up when you do pull over and fill it up, and that is because the fuel tank has been relocated. So originally it would have been behind the cab, it would have been further front. Now it's further back. Big part thanks to the new chassis that's underneath this vehicle. We'll get into that in just a second. All right, let's open her up and have a look at this interior. Really, really nice. There's tons to talk about here. We'll start by going through these door panels. So as part of the Heritage Series, you're also going to get a lot of the custom options built here by the guys at Velocity, and these door panels are part of those. So these are a completely custom designed door panel. You'll see the wooden inlay has been dropped in here. This is a really nice chocolate leather, a dark brown leather that we've put in, and there's billet components upgraded here as well. There's even a speaker in this door panel, custom made speaker bezel here with the Velocity etched in as well. I love this door panel. I love the style the guys went for on this one. It does look really classic with a touch of that modern. So as you're standing away from it, you can tell, hey, it's still got the design cues of the original, especially with the wooden inlay, but it does look a little bit different. It does look a little bit more modernized. I'm going to step into the vehicle, which is made easier, of course, by the side steps. So you have a full powered side step on all of our four-wheel drive vehicles. That raises and lowers automatically when you open and shut the door. It just makes getting in and out of these vehicles that bit easier. Taking a seat then, the bench is very comfortable in these vehicles. It's got lower lumbar support, which is nice. And then I'm greeted by this billet steering wheel made by the guys at Spark Industries specifically for us. It is a 3-spoke design steering wheel wrapped in that chocolate leather again. It looks absolutely fantastic. It feels great to hold as well, a really premium product. Behind that is going to be the tilt shift column. For this one, we kept it black just to match the interior. I think if it had been a little bit, it would have been a bit loud if we'd gone with the orange probably in this interior. So we just kept this one black. And then behind that, we've got the instrument cluster of the dash binnacles, and that has been finished and surrounded by the wooden trim, which is really, really nice. It's the same trim that's in the door panels and the outside of the vehicle. So everything's wrapped in together. The actual instrument cluster itself is a Dakota digital dash. And so that's a brand new electronic instrument cluster, an upgrade designed to look like the original, but with some modern features. You've got 2 screens that display things like your remaining fuel mileage, your live speed, so your live miles an hour when you're driving, pressures, temperatures, things like that. So all of the normal instrument cluster works as you would expect, but those screens just give you a little bit of a modern touch and a little bit more information. So that's really nice. I hope you're finding this video useful and informative. If you want to learn more about what Velocity does, resto mods, or see our available inventory, check out the website. We display all of the trucks that we've got available, like this one here. There's a load of blog articles, news, configurator, all of that good stuff to learn about this industry. Let's quickly talk a little bit more about this bench then, and I'll start by describing in a bit more detail this leather color. Of course, when we talk about dark browns, there's lots of different colors you can have of leather, right? This is a really chocolatey brown, and I think that is the best way to describe it. It's a very dark brown. There's no undertones of orange in here really at all. Definitely a chocolate brown, but it works really well with the darker wood and then with the exterior of this truck. For inserts on this one, because it's a Heritage, you've got the woven inserts. These look amazing. They give a little bit of texture to the bench. They also feel amazing. I always say these inserts are the kind of thing that gives these trucks the wow factor. Again, they do look very classic, right? It looks pretty much time correct, but they feel amazing, and they're really, really a nice option. When people take a proper look at this, you can see the craft and the level of effort that's gone into making this stuff look nice. And so those are the wooden inserts. Because this vehicle is an enclosed cabin vehicle, it does have carpet all the way through. This K10 is of course no exception. So you've got full brown carpets and removable mats as well. It's not a black carpet this, it has a touch of brown in it. It's a grey brown, but it looks really well. When you go, if you went like with a pure brown, a chocolate brown, it'd probably be a bit too much, honestly, in this truck. So the guys just tempered it down by having a little bit of grey in there as well, but I think it looks fantastic. Gear gaiter, or the gear surround here, this piece here, that's all been finished again in that chocolate leather. It'd be very easy to just leave this naked or just to put some plastic or rubber around it, but no, we custom trim leather gear gaiters as well. And again, on top of that, because it's the Heritage Series, you get all of this switch gear that's been upgraded to our billet components. So just like the exterior of the vehicle, you've got billet components on the interior of the vehicle as well. So these are high and low range for your four-wheel drive. You've got both of that gears, both of that functionality there. That retains, even though we do, of course, add a modern drivetrain to these vehicles. We get asked a lot, hey, does it still have four-wheel drive? Does it still have high and low range? And yes, the answer is yes, and you control that with those levers. Moving up then, you're going to see that the dash has been finished in the orange just to match the exterior of the vehicle. It looks absolutely great. And you've got the first piece of infotainment here, or technology, which is going to be this double DIN CarPlay unit. So it's an Alpine unit, it's touchscreen, it works with your phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff. It's also where the rear view camera appears. So if you go in reverse, that's where the rear view camera comes up. If this was your truck and you wanted to have the rear view camera actually appear in the rear view mirror, we can do that as well. It's just an option. But for me, honestly, with the bigger screen, like I want as much visibility of what the rear view camera is doing, especially in a big truck like this. It's important to have that. So I prefer it coming up here in the infotainment. Above that, again, we've got the Vintage Air control system. So that's a brand new AC system that's controlled by these three knobs here. Really, really easy. A great product by the guys at Vintage Air. The long and short of it is, in a vehicle like this, you do want a modern AC system, and that's what that system is. So it's got hot, cold. It works really, really well. It's strong, especially here in the summer in Florida. It gets very warm, and that combined with the insulation that we've done in the cabin here and the carpet and all of that good stuff basically keeps this cabin nice and cool when it's hot. Or if you were driving this vehicle in the cold, it would keep it nice and warm. And we've actually sold quite a few of these K10s now to places like Chicago and New York and in the north of the country. Again, because it's an enclosed cabin 4x4, I think people are willing more to drive these vehicles all year round. And yeah, this K10's perfect for that big part thanks to that AC system. So a really nice feature from the guys there at Vintage Air. Above that, again, you've got the dash pad finished in that chocolate brown leather. That's really nice. You also notice that the glove box has got the wooden trim on top of it. That's really classic. Moving up again, I've got the visors, the sun visors, and these have also been finished in that chocolate leather as well. No headlining this one because it's a Chevy. We don't put any headlining in. We just paint the top, and that's also been finished in orange. Speaker system on this one, you've got a full focal speaker system. So I mentioned before, there's a speaker in each of the door cards or the door panels. There's also speakers in the kick panels of these K10s, as well as behind the seats. There's a big sub back here and some extra speakers just to give you a really modernized and fun and powerful sound system, which is what you want when you're driving a big truck like this. You want to be able to listen to some music. I think that about covers it for this interior. It's very classic. It's not particularly loud. It's just nice. It's toned down. Maybe a little bit in contrast to the exterior, because of course the exterior is quite loud with the orange, but it's a very comfortable place to be. This leather also smells absolutely amazing. It doesn't smell like chocolate, unfortunately. That'd be really cool. It does smell like really nice old leather. Let's talk about the driveline next. Okay, opening the hood made a lot easier, of course, by these billet hood hinges. These are a really, really nice option. They are assisted as well. Typically you would just have a strut that goes in this hood, but these are really nice assisted hinges. So this hood's quite heavy, so it makes it a lot easier to open. Let's talk about the engine bay, and there is a lot of space in these K10 engine bays, so nowhere near as tight as what we do on the Mustangs and on the Broncos. For a Chevrolet product, we don't use a Ford engine, we use a Chevrolet engine. So the Chevrolet engine is an LT1. It's a GM 6.2 litre V8. It produces around 460 horsepower, and the great thing about the LT1 is it produces a lot of power in the lower rev ranges. There's lots of torque in these engines. So in a bigger truck like this, you've got a lot more go, should we say, off the line, especially with a truck like this, because of course it weighs quite a lot, this K10. It's not just about the power though. Yes, it's capable of highway speeds. Yes, it'll do 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds. Yes, it's a ton of fun to drive. It makes great noise, of course, but it's also about the maintenance and how can you actually drive this vehicle every day? How can you use this vehicle, look after this vehicle like it was a modern car? The LT1 allows you to do that. So with it being a crate engine from GM, you could take this vehicle to any Chevrolet dealer, any GM dealer, really any modern mechanic, and they're going to be able to work on this engine in a way that if you had an original engine in here, even if it was upgraded to be more powerful, you wouldn't be able to do. So that's what the LT one give you. That's why it's worth having that in there. Just means that you're always going to be able to drive with confidence. Behind that is the 10L80, which is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Again, a modern automatic transmission. It shifts really nicely, it moves through the gears very, very well, and just really easy to look after, easy to service, and super reliable as well with 10L80. So 10-speed automatic in this one. You've got disc brakes all around this truck. You can't really see them, of course, because of the Scottsdales, the wheels, they hide them, but you've got disc brakes all around. They're Willwood disc brakes and they're a hydro boosted disc brake system. So that just gives you all the stopping power, as well as being able to go fast, you can stop safely as well, which is really, really good. A couple of other things to note really quickly in this engine bay. I want to talk about how clean it is. Yes, there is a lot of space, but just because there is a lot of space doesn't mean that the guys have gone crazy and just like left it messy. It is super, super clean in here. I love how these look. They do look like they were the OEM fitment, this engine bay, with the guys, how they like hook everything up. It just looks super clean. For the inside of the wheel arches, these have been powder coated, but the firewall actually has been finished in Hugger Orange, as well as the underside of the hood here as well is also finished in the paint color. So all in all, a really, really nice premium engine bay and nice driveline, truly daily driving this truck. Let's talk about the chassis really quickly. We partner with a company called Roadster Shop on all of our chassis, and this vehicle is no exception. So this is a brand new 4-link coilover chassis. What does that mean, Tom? It basically means that this truck drives as close to a modern truck as possible that you could get in a vehicle of this era. It is super comfortable on the highway. It really, really does drive in a straight line. It is not squirrely at all. But then also when you get in the corners, really we've eliminated a lot of that body roll that you would typically see in a lifted truck like this. It just feels very, very easy to drive. Super comfortable, also in part helped by the extended wheelbase of the K10. Of course, it is bigger than the Bronco. And so it just allows for this chassis to ride over the bumps. And it is a 4-link coilover chassis, so that's a really nice upgrade from what would have been here originally. Again, it's also a new chassis, so there's options that you can do, and other people maybe would say, hey, you want to restore the original chassis. For us here and what we do, really in these K10s, we're just replacing as much as we can for improved and new components. And again, that chassis from Roadster Shop is no exception. I think that about covers it for the engine bay and for the driveline. But yes, again, I'm going to say this. This K10, I've driven them a lot, especially with the enclosed cabin vehicles like this. You really can drive them for a long time. You know, the enclosed cab, there's no wind noise, a very reduced wind noise. They're comfortable, they're cool, the sound system's great, 10-speed automatic, you can just get on the highway and go. This K10 will do that for you. You could drive this K10 every single day to work, to the job site, wherever you're doing. You could drive this truck every day, no problem. I think that about covers it for this truck. This thing looks absolutely awesome. Just stepping back, looking at it, it really does throw you back into the era of the vehicle. Hugger Orange is such a classic color, and it is super popular as well. We've done a number of K5s in this colorway with the orange and the white. Of course, the K5s had white hardtops. This K10 has the white cab, which looks really nice, but it's just awesome. It comes really well all together, especially with that new driveline package. The great thing is this K10 is available for immediate sale. And so this is the first K10 that we've had in a while that has been ready to go, like to drive out of the showroom. The first one that we had, we built like 5 or 6 of them now. Most of them are already sold. The first one that we built for the showroom sold within like a week. So these K10s, the Chevrolet products, have been really, really popular. I don't think this orange one is going to stick around for long because it looks so good, but it is available immediately. So if you wanted to drive this one home today, you could. There are a couple of different ways to get in contact with us. If you've got any more questions, you can leave a YouTube comment below. If you're on the website and watching the video, you can contact us by giving a call or leaving a contact form as well. That's at the bottom. Instagram, of course, if you've got any questions, just send us a DM or leave a comment and the guys will get back to you. The vehicle does qualify for financing. We've got a number of different finance partners now. So there's lots of opportunity there. If you are looking for an alternative way to purchase this vehicle, it does qualify for our financing programs. It does also come with a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. So not that there would be any problems, but you do have that peace of mind. If you buy this, it's like a modern vehicle. You do get support from us and you get a full warranty as well. Like I said, any questions, of course, leave a comment like you always do. We appreciate the continued support. Hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to hit a milestone of 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for continuing to watch these videos. We love making them. We're going to try and make more of them. And yeah, Hugger Orange K10. Awesome truck, just finished by the guys here at Velocity.